James Shields, who pitched into the ninth for the third consecutive start. And a clutch hit from B.J. Upton to win for the third time in 4 games. Today, big right-hander Jeff Neiman goes to the hill in the series finale versus the Minnesota Twins. Welcome to Rays Sunday Baseball, presented by Hyundai. This afternoon, the Rays will wrap up their series against the Minnesota Twins. They're divided at a game apiece. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a few moments. Well, the American League East is already very tight. Just a game separates the top from the number 4 spot. Yesterday, the Rays got a win. 2 weeks into the season, Joe Madden had to mix and match that lineup. And finally, with the return of B.J. Upton, did he have all of the components in there? B.J. very big, on base 3 times in last night's game, and a big hit in their 3-run 6.
Yeah, B.J. came back and said, I just want to quietly come back and fit in. Well, I'm going to tell you something. He did more than fit in last night and got it out of the way early. Gets the first base hit in his first at-bat of the season. And then here, bottom of the 6th, a scoreless ball game. He worked a very nice at-bat there against Carl Pavano. Was able to get the off-speed pitch into center, knock in 2 runs. The Rays get that 3rd run on a ball that bounced off. The runner gets by. Matt Joyce is able to come home and score. So he knocked in 3 runs. You saw the numbers, what he did yesterday. Also affected the game defensively out in center field. A nice running catch. And also, because he is in center, Desmond Jennings goes back to left and gets to a ball late that maybe would not have been caught otherwise.
And this afternoon, the Rays go for a series victory, trying to take 2 out of 3. And you get the idea that Jeff Neiman is just about this close to putting it all together.
On the cusp. I mean, really, you look back at his couple of outings. He was cruising in Detroit, gave up the 3 runs late in the bottom of the 5th inning. That ended that night. Threw the ball well in Toronto. He gave up a home run to Jose Bautista, a hanging curveball to Adam Lynn, but that came in an inning where he was victimized by a couple of errors. But overall, has thrown the ball well. Look for him to try to drive that ball downhill. We talk about it all the time. Crowd the right-handed hitters. Let that good curveball and split do its work.
And today's starting pitching matchup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Left-hander Francisco Liriano on the hill for Minnesota. Jeff Neiman for the Rays. Jeff 3-0 lifetime against the Twins. Rays against Minnesota, the series finale coming up. We're just moments away.
Sports as we bring you Rays and Twins from Tropicana Field. It's going to be another good crowd today. Probably not the 30,000 we had last night, but a lot of little leaguers on hand this afternoon to watch Rays baseball. And as part of our Kids Sunday, we talked to some of the Rays players, coaches, and manager in this case, and asked them about what their favorite movie or TV show is.
Dumb and Dumber, Major League, light, funny stuff like that. Keep it light and humorous.
Right now, my favorite TV series is probably Spartacus. I watched the first season, got through it pretty quickly in about a week on Netflix, and I'm just waiting for the next season to come out.
Favorite movies, I always go back to The Godfather. That's the movie that you're willing to watch on an annual basis. I think more recently, I'm a big fan of Step Brothers, and I'm a big fan of Talladega Nights. The Will Ferrell stuff kills me. John C. Reilly, I love that stuff. TV shows. Since Michael Scott has left the office, not as big of a fan. Curb Your Enthusiasm, I'll watch it anytime. And then things like Boardwalk Empire, a lot of the HBO stuff, I really get into that. But I like a good comedy too. And more recently, I have to admit, and I think a lot of people have been doing HGTV. My wife turned me on HGTV, and I watch it all the time.
So we'll go from HGTV to HDTV, a little high-def baseball this afternoon for you. In 2 minutes and 15 seconds, it will be the Twins and the Rays. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson will have all the action for you right around the corner. Enjoy, everyone.
The Twins this afternoon. Ron Gardenhire's lineup brought to you by Lexus. He has Denard Span leading off, then Jamie Carroll and Joe Mauer. Mauer catching today. Josh Willingham in left hitting cleanup, and the DH is Justin Morneau. Chris Parmalee is at first. Andy Valenza hits seventh. Clete Thomas in right field hitting eighth, and Alexi Casilla is the second baseman batting ninth.
Taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, right-hander Jeff Neiman. You see the season numbers. Actually thrown the ball better than that. 0-2 with a 4.50 earned run average. The walks very good. Just 3 in 10 innings. That opponent's average, another good indicator. Jeff Neiman looking to put together a complete outing this afternoon and pick up a win in the finale.
Denard Span steps in there to lead it off. Neiman all set. And the first pitch presented by Pinch-A-Penny. Put away, but outside. Mark Wegner's going to be calling the balls and strikes. a strike. Only a plate on that one. 1-1. This man hitting .328. Base hit in last night's game. Ground ball to short. Rodriguez up with it to throw to first in time, and that is out number 1.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up in the outfield. Left to right, Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Sean Rodriguez, Elliot Johnson, and Carlos Pena. Chris Jimenez will handle the catching duties. Today's Ray defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
You're after some of those immediately following the game.
Let me tell you,
Carroll takes a strike.
I will have a full report on Tuesday. I'm going to buzz out of here. I'm going to hit Sweet Bay. I'm going to pick up a couple of different variations of the Sweet Bay.
Nothing like variety.
That's right. And throw them on the grill, and I'll let you know.
Ready to go. Okay. 1-1 the count. Hopper on the right side. Elliot Johnson retreats into right, makes the catch. So 2 up, 2 down. Joe Mauer, who is catching. Been the DH, he's played first and now behind the plate today. Mauer, by the way, leads all active major league hitters here at Tropicana Field, an average at .446. The pitch is a strike call. With a home run and 9 runs batted in for the year. The home run came at Target Field. That's only the second home run he's hit in their home ballpark since they moved over there.
And I think one of them bounced off the top of the fence.
Just barely got over. That's exactly right. Hit the top of the fence and bounced over. Bounces this one to the right side. Elliot Johnson makes a nice little toss. 1, 2, 3. Quick top half of the first. No score with the Rays coming in to hit. Nice victory for the Rays. Starting lineup brought to you by Lexus. Desmond Jennings leads it off. Then Ben Zobrist and Carlos Pena. Evan Longoria, the DH, is Jeff Keppinger. Upton hits 6th. Sean Rodriguez 7th in front of Chris Jimenez and Elliot Johnson.
Take taking the mound this afternoon for the Minnesota Twins. Left-hander Francisco Liriano, and the numbers here in the early going, not pretty. 0-2 ERA approaching 12. 11 in the third innings, has given up 22 hits plus those walks. That's a lot of base runners.
Well, let's see how Desmond Jennings fares against the lefty. And the pitch is a strike. You know, Liriano had a great spring, and last year, when you break down his season, he was either very good or very bad. Not a lot in between. Pitch is outside, 1-1.
Well,
one ball, one strike. Here it is. And that's a little bit inside.
Well, here we go, Dwayne. How about surprise? Thinking exactly alike. Scouting report brought to you by Coventry Healthcare on Francisco Liriano, Jekyll and Hyde. You're exactly right. He's either very, very good or not so good. Not a lot in between. And a lot of that has to do with fastball command. When he's able to command that pitch in the zone, that gives his good secondary pitches a chance to work. And he had that good spring because he was using the fastball, the four-seam fastball, in the zone, getting ahead of hitters. He's kind of abandoned that to an extent, using more two-seamers here in the early going, and he's not been able to keep it from strikes.
And now the count is full. Are the planets really in a line?
Hey, that is something.
Wow.
We were going to save that, that scouting report until after the first hitter, and
we forced the issue.
You forced. I mean, that was great.
Where do we go from here? High fly ball deep to center field. Span not yet to the track, and he makes the catch. How about defense?
Let's take a look at it. Left to right in the outfield. Josh Willingham, Denard Span, and Cleet Thomas. Across the infield, third to first, Danny Valencia, Jamie Carroll, Alexi Casilla, and Chris Parmalee. Joe Mauer will be behind the plate. Today's Twin defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers. And I got to tell you, Dwayne, not only am I going to pick those Sweet Spot Burgers up on the way home, but I'm going to have a full rating system on Tuesday based on originality, texture, and taste.
And Zobrist, you're pretty...
it's in depth.
You're pretty ambitious right there, because I have a feeling that they're all going to be very good, and I don't know how you're going to differentiate among the selection.
Well, you're just going to have to, hang on until Tuesday night.
Because it's a great idea with the baseball theme they've got going.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Okay. I can't wait. We'll be looking forward to Tuesday. All evening tonight, all day tomorrow. Can't wait to get to the ballpark and resume this kind of activity with you. And Zobrist ahead in the count.
I may bring a little tripod in here and charts and graphs. Why couldn't we make it a whole segment?
Sure. I would not doubt that at all. Pitch is a strike, and so the count is full. 3-2. Boy, I'm hungry already.
You're more than welcome to come over.
I might surprise you. A little sneak attack. Swing and a miss. And him out in front. Zobrist strikes out.
And that's an example right there of Liriano when he's able to pitch ahead in the count and with the fastball in the zone. You then have to respect that very good changeup that he has. So you're trying to protect here. You know he's got some decent command going on. That ball just kind of bottoms out. That almost looked like it was a cutter. Almost a little forward action. But that's what allows him to use all those secondary pitches to his advantage. If not, he becomes very predictable when he's behind in the count.
Now he faces Carlos Pena. Carlos hitting .315. Pitch is outside. Shortstop Jamie Carroll shades the middle, but he's still on the shortstop side of second base. See their defensive alignment. And the pitch is a strike. And it's 1-1. First time up in the game last night, Pena hit one right through the middle just to the first base side of second. Under this one, it's a high fly ball to right. And that ball will be caught out there by Thomas. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. No score. Brought to you by Hyundai. New Hyundai owners are talking about their cars in the booth. By AT TBA, the nation's largest 4G network. AT Rethink possible. And by your local Southern Ford dealers. Beautiful St. Pete Beach. Rays back home. Recycle caps. Birthday. Josh Willingham, the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch is a strike. Breaking ball there from Neiman. 1-1. Those caps have been a big hit.
Oh, yeah.
Green caps, recyclable caps.
With the Rays, I mean, every year they have the best giveaways in baseball.
They do.
They do.
Yeah. Hey, and how about that? Accessories to match. Tap foul. Count is 1-2. That's getting into the spirit of things.
Hey, you know what? You can pull those right out and mark your golf ball. It's perfect.
Versatility. It's all about.
I mean, that's actually not a bad idea because I would always tend to lose mine. You know what I mean? You just stick it in your ear.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, you lose markers, you lose pins.
You'd never use the one that comes on the golf glove.
Yeah,
because it sits up too high. It's like it's like a pebble on the green. Those are better, and with it right in your ear, it's very accessible.
And they appeared to be recyclable.
Yeah, match the hat
They're
perfectly.
green.
That may be a problem on the green, with the green. Oh, no, I was over here.
This one is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Improve your golf game immensely.
Little foot wedge and a green marker.
That was only a foot from the cup. I'm going to mark it here. And the pitch is inside. Willingham checked in time. The Twins have the first base runner. Close call right there.
Yeah, that was close. That ball in. Ooh, yeah. Got a little handsy there, and that bat head came out, but
that bat was quicker than the eye, apparently.
Yes. Well, and that's one of the things that Jeff Neiman does very well because obviously we talk about 6'8". He's big, but he feels like he's right on top of you. And that right-handed batter with that right arm coming down, he's able to crowd them and have a lot of success in there. Almost got one there.
Justin Morneau. Strike. And even 0-2 with a 450 earned run mark, but he's actually pitched pretty well in the first 2 starts against Detroit and Toronto. And a shot off the mitt of Pena out at first. The tag play is going to have to be made, and the ball gets by. Rodriguez fortunately backed up. Sean Rodriguez, in his haste to put the tag on the base runner Willingham, saw that one sail by him.
And you wonder with the throw by Pena if it was Willingham somehow got in the way. This off the glove and a smart play over there by Elliott Johnson, taking the out at first. No, he's had a good shot at that. And you're right, Dwayne. He just tried to get the tag down a little too early. Right here, heads up. Did not put the ball into the glove.
Those have been the kinds of plays that have been a problem for Neiman to give the opposition an extra out or two. Rays had a chance to get a double play right there. Instead, a man in scoring position, 1 out. Here's Chris Parmalee, the first baseman. The count. A 2-0 count. So the Twins presented with the first scoring opportunity in this game. Strike. Two and one. You know, there's no error on that play, and there's a situation where, and apparently over the winter they've attempted to address some situations in the scoring area more than they have in the past. But right there's a situation where a pitcher could be penalized through no fault of his own, really. Say, well, you can't assume a double play and all that. Okay, but here's a case where absolutely the bases should be empty with 2 outs, and because of a misplay, now there's a guy in scoring position.
Let's say this: you can't assume the double play. Let's say that happens on a stolen base attempt. Throw down to second, got the guy in plenty of time, and just misses the ball. You know? I mean, you would assume that's a play that has to be made. I tell you, Sean Rodriguez would say, you got to catch that ball and make the tag.
Parmalee swings and misses. Breaking ball got him.
That was a good breaking up ball there by Jeff Neiman. Keeping that curveball down below the strike zone. You see that? The grip, the spike curve.
Neiman actually should be out of this inning, but he's trying to pitch around the move up to second base by Willingham. Danny Valencia. Pitch is too high. Almost strikes. Neiman making his 6th career start. He has made 1 appearance out of the bullpen against the Twins. So his 7th overall, but his 6th start. 2-0. Jeff 3-0 with a 286 earned run average against this team lifetime. strike on the outside part of the plate. A fastball. 2-1. Texas out in front of Detroit. Game's in the top of the third in Detroit, 1-0. Josh Hamilton hit his 7th home run to account for that Texas run. Swing and a miss. Now we go to 2-2.
That split, pulled it a little bit, but had good action on it. Valencia misses on the reach swing.
Two. Swing and a miss. He threw a fastball by him. Valencia is out on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Neiman. Twins leave a man at second. Home half of the inning coming, no score.
All scoreless. Today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Here's Evan Longoria leading off the home half of the second inning, facing the lefty, Francisco Liriano. 1-0 the count. Keppinger next, and then Upton. It's going to be foul. 1-1. Liriano 9-10 last year with an earned run average over 5. Covered 24 starts and a couple relief appearances. 2-1. But he walked 75 men in 134 plus innings. A lot of walks. Behind Longoria, 3-1. He's walked 9 coming into this start this year. He had pitched 11 in the third innings in his first 3 outings. And he just walked Longoria. Evan heads to first.
Well, you know, he went up and away on the first pitch of the at-bat and then threw a fastball down that Evan put a real good swing on and lined it foul. After that, wanted no part of it. Those balls weren't even close.
Now Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger getting a start against the lefty. strike call. Liriano missed the entire 2007 season. See, Kepinger's career against lefties, .326. Liriano had Tommy John surgery in November of '06. He went through the '06 season and had not only elbow issues that ultimately required the surgery, but he also had some shoulder issues during his career. An 0-2 count. Lifted into left. Willingham coming in. Play, and he makes the catch. This year, Liriano lost his first outing in Baltimore, had a no decision against the Angels, and then lost the last time out on this road trip for the Twins against the Yankees in New York. Now he faces B.J. Upton. B.J. playing his third game back. Longoria going anywhere, back at first. BJ takes strike one. Upton's had some success over the past couple of years against Liriano. He's hitting .313 off him. Ground ball headed to short. Carroll up and out at second, over to first, and in time for the 6-4-3 double play. Upton grounds into two to end the inning. We go to the third, no score.
About Jeff Neiman and crowding right-handers pitching in. Watch this. This is very effective. First pitch of the at-bat. You see Danny Valencia kind of jump out of there. He did not like that pitch. Then he goes away with the breaking ball. Back out there. Fastball right on the outside corner. Gets the swing there. You see a reach swing. And then how about this? Still with two strikes. Did not want to go out there. Reach once again. So that strikeout right there was set up by the very first pitch of the at-bat that was in off the plate.
First pitch to the left-handed hitting Lee Thomas is a strike call. Pays to be 6'8", 6'9", with a good reach.
Use it to your advantage.
Yeah. Pitch is high.
You know, sometimes you're given a gift, Wayne, and you just need to use it.
Good advice. Thomas, Casilla, and Span. Tap foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Remember when J.R. Richard, he was 6'8".
He was scary.
Long arms.
Yes.
Long legs. An unbelievable slider, and he could throw about 97. Strike call on the inside part of the plate. Strikeout number 3 for Neiman.
Boy, nice fastball here, right to the inside corner. Ties up Cleet Thomas.
Yeah, the J.R. Richard was like that. He took full advantage of his stature, particularly against right-handed hitters and the Dodgers, who had such a great team, but a lineup full of those right-handed hitters. And he dominated a lineup like that. Casilla fouls it back, strike 1.
A lot more demonstrative on the mound, though. You're right. You're talking about all those limbs. I mean, the leg kick, the arms coming at you, and then creating that buggy whip with that good action. Oof. It was fun to watch. Uniforms weren't very fun to watch, but he was.
She's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. You didn't like the rainbow?
I like the Colt 45 jerseys a whole lot better.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Among the best of all time.
I would say.
Yeah.
And the rainbow.
Yeah.
Among the worst, if not the worst of all time. Well, or maybe the Chicago White Sox when they played in shorts.
Yeah, shorts not too small. Swinging at the miss by Casilla.
Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
They played in shorts and had collars on their shirt.
Yeah.
Was that the 70s?
That's about right.
That's not surprising.
Yeah. I had a few collars back then myself. Swing and a miss. Casilla out on strikes, a fastball, and that's 4 strikeouts in a row for Jeff Neiman.
Now this afternoon's game is available on Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
2 up, 2 down. Well, Neiman, we talked about his first 2 starts, BA, and showing signs, and boy, he's putting it together early here in this game.
Yeah, off to another quick start. Absolutely right.
Bernard Span, and he takes a strike, a breaking ball.
You know, and again, it's not just one pitch. It's been all the pitches and the sequences. He's more than capable of dominating a game. We've seen him go in stretches where he's the #1 guy in the staff.
It's up 1-1. Right-hander out of Rice University. His teammate Phil Umber had a big day yesterday.
Wow.
Teammates at Rice. 2 balls and a strike. Change up down. Two outs, base is empty. Neiman misses high. It's 3-1. Now. Outside, ball 4. He missed with a fastball away. Jamie Carroll will be coming up now. So a couple of base runners allowed by Neiman. He walked Willingham in the 2nd inning on a 3-2 pitch, and Willingham appeared to have gone after. And now the walk to Span. Brings up Carroll. Neiman misses upstairs with a fastball. Going to visit with Chris Jimenez. so effective when he keeps the ball down.
And you know, the thing about it is that's true of any pitcher. However, even more so for this guy, because it's such an advantage built in more than anybody else. You know, you always want to, you know, obviously keep the ball down, and I find myself, you know, thinking the same thing. But with this guy being where he's coming from, it's even a bigger deal.
Well, it's a greater advantage because of that top to bottom angle that he has. There's a strike to Carroll.
And he doesn't
count as 1-1, and he gets a little action on the pitch down.
Yeah, well, because he's getting good finish, and he does a nice job of staying over the rubber for a long time, staying nice and tall, letting that body fall down the hill, carry the arm with it.
One and one. Move over to first. Span back in. A ball and a strike now. Pitch is in there. 1-2. Trying to hit against Jeff Neiman. That gives you an idea of what it might be like.
A left tackle coming downhill with a fastball.
Wide. I've seen Neiman at times a little bit out of sorts and take a few pitches to put himself back together. There are a few moving parts here with the tall right-hander trying to get into sync. 6'9". Goes. The pitch is down and there's no throw. Span in with a stolen base. And that's one part of the game that a team with a little speed will try to take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, last year, Jeff Neiman, not in a full season, gave up 16 stolen bases. The year before that, 21. 2009, 24. And we've seen that. Teams that have some base stealers and even some guys that aren't known as base stealers try to exploit Jeff Neiman in his time to the plate. This one Span good enough to get in there without a throw.
3-2 the count to Carroll. He hits it on the ground to the right side. Elliott Johnson makes the pickup and throw. No runs, a walk in the inning, a man left, and a couple strikeouts. Thomas looking and Casillas swinging. No score.
will lead things off for the Rays. Dr. Bill Dalton, CEO of Moffitt Cancer Center, joins us to talk about Miles for Moffitt, PNC Bank, Miles for Moffitt. First of all, welcome.
Thank you.
And let's talk about this unbelievable program, how long it's been around, who it benefits.
Well, thank you. Yeah, the race has been around for 7 years. My wife started it about Karen Dalton, and it's been a fabulous partnership with the Rays from the beginning. And it's helped grow it to be record-setting.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable program. Last year, Matt Silverman, I believe, ran in it from the Rays, and a few others from the Tampa Bay organization are going to run with the Miles for Moffitt this year. What's the importance, the combination of the Rays and Miles for Moffitt?
I think there are numerous. Obviously, financial help helps a great deal, but the name recognition of working with a class act like the Rays helps enormously. And they've been a true class act and partner.
Class act like the Moffitt Cancer Center. You guys continue to do wondrous things over there.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here and serve the community.
So here's the information, guys, as Rodriguez takes a pitch low. May 12th at the USF Sundome. MilesForMoffitt.com for more information. Every single dime, right?
Every single
goes to cancer research.
Absolutely.
Well, we couldn't be happier for Dr. Bill Dalton and all the great work they do over at Moffitt. Thank you for joining us, sir. And now back to Dwayne. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you very much, Todd. It's Miles for Moffitt on the 12th of May. Sean Rodriguez has walked on 4 straight pitches, and the Rays, for the second straight inning, put the leadoff man on via the walk. That's going to get Chris Jimenez up here. Jimenez doing the catching this afternoon for the Rays. Rays had Jose Molina in there last night. Jimenez caught the first game of this series. Mariano's delivery misses, a ball and no strikes. Mariano spent time on the DL last year when he made those 24 starts and was 9-10. He had some shoulder issues. Now the count is 2-0. Games over 500 for his career. And a move to first. Sean Rodriguez back in. Right now, Mariano's made 31 pitches, and he's thrown more non-strikes than strikes. Rodriguez stepping back on the bag, and in a nutshell, that's been the issue with Mariano. 15 strikes and 16 non-strikes right now.
Yeah, the fastball command. When he doesn't have it, puts himself into bad counts. He walks guys. When he does put himself into those bad counts, a lot of pitches out over the plate are getting hammered. And that's why you see his early season numbers not very pretty.
And he misses again to Jimenez, so still only 1 strike of the pitches he's made in this inning. Leadoff walk, and now down to Jimenez, 3-0. And he walks Jimenez and didn't come close. Well, here's an opportunity for the Rays. The 7 and 8 hitters open the inning by drawing walks. Well, Francisco Liriano among those in the elite with a no-hitter in his career. That came in May against the White Sox. Struck out just 2 and walked 6 in that one, but no hit the White Sox. There's his strike and non-strike breakout so far in this start. Johnson puts down the bunt. That's going to be foul. Elliott trying to bunt both men into scoring position for the top of the order.
Now you see the angle of the bat set, but then you see the little jab at the end. You know, we saw a good example last night of Sean Rodriguez letting that ball come in and, you know, doing it the right way where you just catch the ball with the bat. That one, everything was set up perfectly, but the little jab at the end takes that ball foul.
Yeah, Sean, you could see him actually. You talk about trying to catch the ball as you bunt it, and that's exactly what Rodriguez did last night.
Well, here it is.
Look at that.
There's the difference. See how he just let that ball come right to the bat? Didn't jab.
So we'll see if Elliott Johnson can advance the runners here with a 1-1 count. And this one down and in. Johnson says it got him on the foot, and that's the case. Elliott Johnson sold it. He's hit by a pitch, and the bases are loaded. Elliott headed to first and then looked back. Just wanted it to be confirmed by Mark Wegner. And Wegner said yes.
Here it is, turning it, squaring around to bunt, a yanked breaking ball. See where I got him. Right on top of that right foot. And here you go. Here's the situation. What's plagued Liriano here in the first few starts of 2012.
Bases loaded, nobody out, 2 walks and a hit batter, and here is Desmond Jennings. Desmond, after the first pitch, skies it straight away center, deep enough to get Rodriguez home. Span makes the catch. Sean Rodriguez scores. Over to third goes Jimenez, and the Rays have the game's first run. Desmond Jennings with a sacrifice fly to center. Well, the Rays cash in one of those. There are a couple more out there.
Well, they were able to load the bases without even having to put the ball in play. I'd like to be able to capitalize on that. Get a couple more.
Well, here's Ben Zobrist up here. Ben just 1 hit against lefties so far this year. He's 1 out of 16. He has been very patient at the plate in drawing walks. 13 walks total. He's out on strikes his first time. Goes the runner off first. The throw down is not in time. Elliott Johnson picks up a steal, and the Rays run another man into scoring position.
And Liriano so far this season has given up 5 stolen bases. Teams are 5 for 5 off him in the 3 starts. So the Rays want to stay out of that potential double play situation, get another man in scoring position. They're going to push the envelope. It's a big part of their game. They get one there.
Great opportunity here for the Rays with 2 more men out there in scoring position. The pitch is down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch is low. And it's a 3-ball, no strike count. Maurer heads to the mound again with Liriano really battling himself now. It's 6 3-ball counts he's had on hitters. This is the 11th man he's faced. He's gone to a 3-ball count on over half of them, and look at that breakout. 3-0. There's a fly ball back into left. Willingham to his left makes the catch. Tag at third. Jimenez will score. Johnson hangs on at second, and the Rays make it 2-0. Zobrist swinging 3-0, delivers a sacrifice fly.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to say, hey, listen, we just saw the breakout. He's not throwing strikes. Why would you swing there? But, you know, I tell you, that doesn't really bother me in that situation. You're trying to get Ben Zobrist going from the right side. You know you're going to get a fastball. And the one thing that you've seen from Liriano, I mean, it's right down the middle. In the early part of the season, are fastballs that he's thrown over the plate that have been put in play. Teams are 10 for 15 off of him. So, you know, hey, early in the ball game, let him take a rip.
Yeah, and later in a game, you might not. But early, let's just go for it. And the Rays turn Zobrist loose.
And you know what? And that may not even be the right thing to do. But you just get a feel for those kind of things. Just say, you know, that doesn't bother me. Where other instances, why letting this guy off the hook? Make him throw it in there 2 more times.
But if you're going to do it, you're probably going to do it early, and that's what the Rays did right there. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. So you're saying that Madden, who is so meticulous about matchups and situations and looking at the charts, he might have just played a hunch there. He took one out of Don Zimmer's book. Zim was great at that.
Or somebody missed a sign.
Well, that happens too.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike.
No, I think a lot of times Joe Madden, he gives his players some freedom to be creative.
And you know, the whole idea of playing a hunch, that's a calculated decision as well. You know, they're not just going off getting a feeling and trying to implement stuff. And when Zim would do that when he was managing the Cubs, and I was up there, people, well, he's playing a hunch. You know, there's a wealth of experience that goes into that.
Yes.
And so it's more than just playing a hunch. The Rays got a run out of the fly ball, letting Zobrist swing 3-0. Carlos looks at it low. Count square, 2-2, and another trip to the mound. Mauer is wearing out a path between the mound and the plate. Ron Gardenhire, the skipper of this Minnesota ball club. He has tried to piecemeal this team together over the last year plus with the number of injuries that they've had. Two balls, 2 strikes. A little tap foul. Rodriguez and Jimenez have scored. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pena takes ball 3 and another full count here, another 3-ball count.
You know, you get the feeling watching Liriano that he just does not trust his stuff. You know, a few years back he had the plus stuff where he could overpower you. Now that he's down in every man's range, throwing 90, 91, 92, just like he doesn't trust it. Every miss is way off the plate, like he's trying to make the perfect pitch every time he releases the ball.
Pena chops it foul. Well, the mystery surrounding him is in regard to what he's done so far this year, and the folks who follow the Twins, and you touched on it early, he threw the 4-seamer a lot in the spring, and then it disappeared when the regular season started.
And why do you do that?
Well,
when you had a lot of success. Well, that's right. You know, it's almost like you're like, well, I'm facing spring training lineups, 4 or 5 regulars. Now I'm going to be facing 9. I need to trick them. I need more movement.
Sure.
Stick with what works. Goodness.
Carlos fouls it again. Another piece of good advice. We're doling it out today. Stick with what works.
Yes, I am.
Rodriguez and Jimenez have scored. 3-2. And a little tap foul. Well, it's going to be a 10-pitch at bat. This next one coming up for Carlos will be number 10.
I tell you, he sees a lot of pitches.
And the Rays have no hits. 2 runs. And a lot of 3-ball counts, including a 3-2 count right here. And what will be at least a 10-pitch at bat. Laureano takes a lot of time, and Pena will call time and step back. Elliott Johnson at second, 2 runs home, 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. And a cut and a miss. Pena's out on strikes to retire the side. The Rays pick up 2. We're through 3. 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Nothing. Well, experience the excitement at Tropicana Field with Rays season tickets and enjoy exclusive benefits, including the best seats, biggest savings, and postseason privileges. With a variety of plans available and special payment options, you can be a part of the team today. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Jeff Demon back out there for the Rays. He'll be dealing with the middle part of the order, starting with Joe Mauer. Mauer hitting third today for Ron Gardenhire. Willingham and Morneau will follow. And Jeff has a 2-run lead now to work with. Got Mauer on a ground ball this first time. First pitch, a breaking ball that's a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Inside and off the mid of Jimenez. We're talking about the breakout, the ball and strike breakout for Laureano, and really for Neiman, it's not what he would want at this point. He's at 26 strikes and 22 non-strikes, and that's not something that he would aspire to. There's a strike, makes it 2-1. Rays have drawn 3 walks. The Twins have a couple of bases on balls. Bauer fouls it right back. Count goes to 2-2. Bauer came into the game 2 out of 6 lifetime against Neiman. gets it. Moves the count.
You see Jeff Namath trying to make that adjustment. You know, he came in early in the at-bat with a fastball that was way in off the plate, went to the backstop. The last two fastballs were meant to be in. Left them, those both balls were on, both of them were on the outside corner. Little over adjustment.
The 2-2. Mauer hits it on the ground to Pena, off his mitt into shallow right, picked up by Elliott Johnson, and Pena will be charged with an error on that ball. Well, Neiman's going to wonder what's going on behind him.
Yeah, maybe with him. What is it, guys? I mean, that was just a nice little ground ball hop. You saw Carlos Pena trying to set his footwork to get the nice bounce, and he just whiffed it. Very often, if ever again.
Yeah, well, you've got Pena at first and Longoria at third. Two of the top gloves in the game in the last couple outings. They've had problems defensively behind Neiman. Josh Willingham. Longoria had that tough outing up in Toronto defensively, and the error charged to Pena, his first of the year over there on the ball hit by Mauer. Pitch inside. The ball, no strikes. Willingham singled and scored in the 9th inning of the game last night to give him a 15-game hitting streak to start the year.
Been very impressed with how he's looked at the plate, the way he's swinging the bat, where he's hitting the ball.
Pitch is a strike. Well, they lost Michael Kadire, and they signed Willingham to try to pick up some of that right-handed pop. Willingham had a good power year last year, and he's off to a great start this year with his new club, the Minnesota Twins. And that breaking ball got in there for a strike. Not the best breaking ball that Neiman has ever thrown, but he did get a strike out of it.
It rolled just enough.
Mm-hmm. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jeff battled himself a little bit in the 3rd inning. Ground ball. Longoria down to second, out there, over to first, and safe there. And Evan had trouble unloading his throw. He had to go into the glove for a second time to get rid of that ball.
Yeah, an extra footstep or two there by Evan Longoria. The Rays had another opportunity for a double play here. Set up perfectly, moving towards the bag, but you see the little double clutch. That amount of time is all it took for Willingham to beat it out.
Well, they're going to give the Twins another out here. A couple of times now in this game, the Rays should have pulled off a double play. Should have had one there and didn't get it. Justin Morneau. Pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. The Rays now shift a little bit more, sending Rodriguez over to the second base spot. Ground ball, a low liner actually caught by Pena, and they get the double play. Morneau hit it hard. A low liner. Pena grabbed it and stepped on the bag for 2. Double play. Rays lead 2-0, middle of 4. This afternoon, today's Rays game presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Evan Longoria to lead off against the left-hander Francisco Liriano. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner. High fly ball hit deep to left. Willingham looking up. He lost it now, and that ball hit one of the rings up there, and Evan thinks it hit one of the back two. He wants to talk about it, about the possibility of that being a home run. It was headed to deep left, and Willingham lost it. And the umpires are going to get together to try to figure out exactly where it hit. And apparently it hit along the B ring, which then keeps it in play. And it's going to be a double for Longoria.
That's not an easy ring to get to.
No.
I mean, that is way up there.
Let's take a look. Right there. That's the B ring, the second one out from the center. And the ball fair and playable off the B ring. And Evan has a two-base hit. Keppinger up here takes a pitch for a ball. One ball, no strikes. You hit those back two rings, that's out of here. But the A or B rings, it's still playable if it's fair. And that, of course, plenty fair and plenty high. Evan knew it hit something up there, and if he hit it that high, then it would seem to Evan at the moment that maybe it should have been a home run. But if it hits the B ring, it's still in play. A two-base hit. Keppinger takes ball 2-0. So it's a B-ring double here for Longoria. Ball moving down and away. The changeup. Keppinger swinging and missing. You don't see a lot of that out of him. The double by Longoria is the first hit of the ball game for either team. A little number foul. So the count is still 2-2. It's the sixth double of the year for Longoria. The Rays, who scored 2 in the third, have a scoring opportunity again in the fourth inning. Inside outs that pitch and fouls it. Turn, but nothing doing back at second. Rays starting this day a game over 500, 8-7. Tied for third in the East. Up the right side. Thomas on the move into foul territory, making the catch. Longoria heads to third. He'll be there with one out. So Keppinger moves the runner along. And it's time for today's AT trivia question. How many perfect games have been thrown in Chicago White Sox history? One thrown yesterday by Jeff Neiman's college roommate, his teammate at Rice University, pitching for the Rice Owls. Phil Umber threw the perfect game for the White Sox yesterday. B.J. Upton with the infield in, and B.J. shoots it into left. It'll be caught by Willingham. He had trouble tracking that one. No problem scoring after the tag. Longoria crosses the plate, and the Rays lead 3-0. Sacrifice fly by Upton. We'll get Sean Rodriguez to the plate. And Rodriguez takes the pitch in there for a strike. Pitch is low. 1-1. The Yankees lead the Blue Jays by half game, and they lead the Rays and the Orioles by a game. Boston 4.5 back. 2-1. The BA. Word of concern out of that Toronto bullpen, apparently.
Their closer, Sergio Santos, was put on the 15-day DL.
Ground ball to short by Rodriguez. Carroll throws him out, and the Rays are finished, but they pick up a run. Through 4, it's 3-0 Tampa Bay. Let's get the answer to today's AT&T trivia question. How many perfect games have been thrown in Chicago White Sox history? The answer to that is 3. Phil Umber in Seattle yesterday, and of course Mark Burley threw the perfecto against the Rays. Charlie Robertson in his rookie year, 1922, threw one for the White Sox versus the Detroit Tigers. Time for the Just for Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. The last 5 perfectos, starting with Umber and going backwards, Halladay, Braden, Burley, and Johnson. As the White Sox counted on Phil Umber yesterday, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. Chris Parmalee takes the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. 21 perfect games, 3 by White Sox pitchers. Ground ball right side, and Elliott Johnson picks it up, makes the throw to first. And on the topic of perfection, let's check in with Todd Callis. Todd?
Perfection?
There you are.
Pressure. Hey, Dwayne, we've got anywhere, speaking of perfection, I have no idea the exact number, either 6,000 to 9,000 little leaguers here today representing the entire state of Florida. Not only do we have people in the Tampa Bay area, we've got Cape Coral, Florida all in here, and then we've got Fort Myers all in here. So it's not just Tampa Bay, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater. Guys, a bunch of little leaguers watching Rays baseball. Back to you.
Valencia hitting one sharply to third, and Longoria picks it up. 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Well, you know, it's a regional approach. It's the region's team, and they're well represented, and Todd is out there among them.
Yeah, well, he's always.
Yes, he is.
Representing very well. Oh yeah, you just keep expanding the fan base. And I'm going to tell you something. You know, being in Little League and being that age, coming to the ballpark for the first time, maybe the first time this season.
Yep.
Always a thrill.
Yep.
Always a thrill.
Pitch is outside. I'll tell you something. First time a young fan comes to the ballpark, you never forget it.
No eyes.
Never forget it.
No eyes, just bugged out.
Swing and a miss.
And you know what? And a lot of kid-friendly things here at Tropicana Field.
Yeah.
I went to the set today, Dwayne, for the pregame show.
Right.
Segment 1 at the set, so I had to walk down underneath the stadium all the way out there. Lots of stuff for kids.
Yeah. Yep.
To happen and join.
That's why it took you a little while to get back here.
Yes, it did. Well, I know. Really made it
all out,
to the game.
enjoying it. Absolutely. 2-1. There's a liner into right toward the line. Ball for a base hit. Zobrist cuts it off, and they hold Thomas to a single. That's the first hit given up by Neiman.
Second baseman, Casilla.
You see the split grip. This ball just kind of fades back in on the inner half. Clete Thomas is able to drop the bat head and get it out into right field. Ideally, you'd like that pitch to be fading away from Clete Thomas, but we've seen that a couple splits tonight. He's yanked towards the glove side.
It's Casilla swinging through. Fastball up, strike 1. Neiman got ahead of Casilla in the third, 1-2, and struck him out on a fastball. Started him with that pitch here in the 5th. Drops a little low. Curveball, and the count is 1-1. Rays have 3 runs and 1 hit. And the Twins have no runs and 1 hit. Rays have used the sacrifice fly to account for all 3 of their runs. One ball, 2 strikes. Fastball again. Neiman with 4 strikeouts. He's given up a couple of walks. And he used this one too high. 2-2. Jeff Neiman, 29-year-old right-hander out of Houston. 08 his first year with the Rays, and 09 his first full year, winning in double figures the last 3 seasons. 11-7 last year. And he's pulled up here on Casilla. 3 balls, 2 strikes. counts, and Thomas will be off with the pitch. Here it is, 3-2. Fouled, and we'll do it again. Tigers now lead Texas 2-1 in the top of the 7th at Detroit. And Bosch has hit a home run, his second of the year. Josh Hamilton hit one earlier. It came in the first inning, and Hamilton has 7 home runs. Here it's another 3-2 pitch from Neiman to Alexi Casilla. And he strikes him out. Got him to chase up. No runs. One hit. A man left. It's one of those games BA stopped off at earlier in the day.
And I'd fly, and I'm save money on gas, you know. But no, I'd make outfield a lot easier. That's for sure.
Probably be invisible, you know, because you could get into anything you wanted to and not be noticed.
It's a Kids Sunday here this afternoon. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Jimenez leads it off, and the first pitch is a strike from Francisco Liriano. Hey, we're happy to have Mark Fernandez with us. He's the senior VP. Top sales officer of the club, and hey, there's a few things going on at the ballpark, including a base hit from Jimenez to open the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm just going to tell you right now, last night was fun here at the ballpark with the buzz here, crowd of better than 30,000. It just seemed everything was as it should be.
The energy's never been better, Dwayne. I think you're absolutely right. And you had so many families here last night. And a big part of that, of course, was the celebration of the Pinellas Education Foundation night and their Doorway Scholars and all the great activities. So it's sort of that perfect convergence of community activity and celebrating that great work and a night at the ballpark. And that continues. We're having huge Little League groups here the last couple of days. Nearly 7,000 Little Leaguers here between yesterday and today, parading pregame and getting their recyclable caps, and it's just a blast, and it's lovely to see this many Rays fans going crazy.
Yeah, it's a Kids Sunday. Sunday's always fun too because there's a little extra chatter, a little extra noise in the ballpark. And Todd, last inning was up there. There's a bunt back to the hill. Liriano's going to go to second. They'll get the force there with Jamie Carroll covering on the play, and Elliott Johnson is safely boarded first, trying to move the runner over, but he's at first base now with one away. Yeah, Todd was just with a group of those Little Leaguers, and they are from a wider scope of the region, which is good news.
It's fantastic. We have Little Leaguers the last couple of days from Pinellas and Hillsborough and Manatee and north of Hillsborough as well. You're right. It's we've really become the region's team, and you do it by things like having those great Little League fundraising nights. And we're out most of their opening days, too, with our street team and with Raymond. And We believe in not just having it be a one-time sale, but being a sustainable partnership.
Well, that's one of the things that we've seen throughout the last few years. You're right. It's not a one-time event. The club's involved at the community level, season after season, off-season after off-season, the things that the club does. It really has immersed itself as part of the community.
And it is off-season, too. And I'm sitting here as I hate to use the word victim, but a result, having the buzz hair still rolling back onto my head from, I've got the Brian Anderson cut that's just coming back from the Joe Madden Fortune Favors the Ball. But that's a great example, right? I mean, Joe decides something's important, and we're not just going to do a one-time head shaving event. We created the shirts that are for sale as fundraisers, and it's created more lasting partnerships with Moffitt and the Pediatric Cancer Foundation and All Children's.
Yeah, tell us about some of those initiatives and partnerships. I went out the pregame shot out on the top there with Todd Callis and went by the new race tank, spiffed up, looking good, and they even had like they're teaching out there, a little tutorial before you head into the race tank. Florida Aquarium.
Absolutely. The Florida Aquarium is all about sustainability and environmental safety and sustainability. And so we incorporated that into the experience out there as part of the refurbishment. And it's really about this larger teaming up with the environment initiative that we have. And launching today, every time the Rays break a bat for the first time in a game, we're going to pay to plant an oyster ball in the bay. And those create these areas that are safe for fish and for plant growth in the Bay Area. So that's a great example of bringing it onto the field, involving our players, and having it be a lasting impact. We were also just voted the #1 facility in all of sports for reducing our energy consumption, which is pretty remarkable when you consider that we're a dome stadium. Brad Schaefer and Eric Hoffman from our staff did a remarkable job, and we're now recognized as the leaders in energy conservation.
Oh, here's an 0-1 pitch, and Jennings gets hold of this one. A high shot, deep, and gone. Desmond Jennings turns a fastball around on an 0-1 pitch. Well, Jennings drove in a run with a fly ball into third. Had a hit and a run scored last night, and there was little doubt about that one. He made connections, and the Rays now lead 5-0.
Now just continue to extend the lead. This fastball right down the middle at the belt. A nice easy swing. Watch it come in, trust those hands through the zone, and blast that ball out of here.
Desmond's second home run of the year, and the Rays are up by 5.
And remember the dance.
It's been sober. It's taking a pitch down. 1-0. Kind of fun when all phases come together as Desmond just hit that one out. But when you think about this club, the product on the field, the last few years, it has been not the typical line them up and try to hit home run type of baseball. It's been an exciting brand of baseball with various facets to it. So the product on the field has been good. And what the club has done off the field in a way has all come together. I sensed starting with that opening homestand and opening day that we may have started to mature into more of a partisan Rays crowd, even when New York's here and even when Boston was here. And I sensed that in that Yankee series.
I think there's no question, Dwayne. I mean, we started to see it the last couple of years, but that Yankee series with a full house, I think a few years ago people might have assumed there were more Yankee fans that were going to have to make that possible. And I think most people's conservative estimates were it was 80-20, which is what you'd find in any other big market. And you're always going to have a handful of fans from another team, and they're baseball fans, so that's great. But you're right, it was fans rocking.
Yeah, Zobrist missed the changeup there for the second out. Well, I think we've been here long enough, and with what's happened in recent years, here's a club, an expansion club, and the young fans, you had divided households. You might have had dad who was, he was from someplace else. He's still rooting for the team back there. But the son or the daughter they're rooting for the Rays. Well, now they're a few years older, and we're starting to see more and more of that, I think.
Yeah, and you have to earn that. There's no question about it. I mean, look, fans don't owe us anything. It's our responsibility to go out and grow those fans. And so you do that by creating those relationships with the little leagues and the school systems. And, you know, eventually we become their team. And it's okay if Dad's a fan of another club and they're a fan of the Rays. And look, baseball is one of those few games where you can have the argument about who's your favorite first baseman, right? Maybe Dad's from St. Louis, he wants to say is Keith Hernandez, and the kid's a Carlos Pena fan. The conversations that exist intergenerationally in baseball that way are ones you can't have in any other game. And it's part of the beauty of it.
And, you know, the other beauty of the game, I still think it's a game where you can come with your son or daughter, single, multiple, however many kids you happen to have, but the game allows you to sit there and have conversation with your child, unlike so many other events.
That's exactly right. That's why you're seeing all this great group activity. But again, for families, you know, we continue to be the most affordable team in pro sports. We have many games, nearly over a third of our games where a family of 4 can come for $36. And that's unbelievable. On Sundays, a family fun day like today, everybody parks for free. And so the one thing I would encourage Ray fans to do is go online early and get your tickets. Go to raysbaseball.com and avoid those lines that we're now seeing outside, because it isn't just the advanced tickets now. We're seeing advanced tickets along with big walk-ups. And so we have terrific incentives for group leader programs in place that really make it a lot of fun and worthwhile. So you're right. It is the family environment for sure.
3-1 here to Carlos Pena. And he takes it close, but it's down, and the Rays have another base runner. A base on ball drawn by Carlos to get Evan Longoria to the plate.
The other thing I'd say, Dwayne, along those lines with Evan coming to bat is sort of a perfect example. He's embraced some things that are important to him. We have the Miles from Office celebration here today, for example. And folks are going to see him cutting these public service announcements in support of that. So many of our guys have, of their own volition, said, hey, this is important to me. How can I get more involved? And so we're doing a lot of the community outreach we're doing. It's often led by them, not just by Joe. But we have our guys saying, that matters to me. I want to get connected. How do I do it? We were at the Autism Walk yesterday with the Rodriguez's for the same reason. So we're so proud of our guys.
Well, the pitching coach, Rick Anderson, out there spending some time with Lariano and giving the bullpen a little extra time. The Rays have opened a 5-0 lead. Anthony Swarzak, the right-hander, throwing down there in the left field bullpen for Minnesota. And here's Evan. Longoria has walked and doubled. Double to open the 4th inning, and that led to the 3rd run of the afternoon for the Rays. Pena first, 2 gone. First pitch is in there for a strike call. Well, you've started the momentum in the right direction. This is really early in the year. This second homestand, the first one just a 3-gamer, and the momentum and the excitement that you can feel and observe here, it kind of it catches fire, doesn't it?
It really does. You know, the fact that we find ourselves, Stuart Sternberg took over the team in late 05, and to find ourselves now in a position where there are more Rays fans here than any other team, and we're one of only 8 markets where the Major League Baseball team has the greatest number of fans in its region, is pretty unbelievable. But I think you get there not just by winning, which has been incredible on the field, but also by the value and the experience you offer at the ballpark and the choice you make to be heavily engaged as an impact leader in your community. And you're right, all of those things are sort of coming together, and this weekend is a great example of that. I mean, everywhere you look, all weekend long, whether it was Todd shoving somebody over in the aquarium, trying to celebrate that work.
Yeah, we were going to ask you about that. Any legal ramifications from that?
I wanted to publicly say how excited we are about the support of the aquarium, and anything I can do to document how wonderful the partnership is. And I thought he was trying to grab her, but when I look at it in Fox mode, I'm not sure that's what happened.
There was extension.
Yeah, there was right?
arm extension.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that. Yeah, it was more of a box out, right? Versus
it was really un-Todd-like, but we have documented it, and here it is.
Yeah, I can't defend it. Yeah, and he's the best. TK's the best, right?
Yeah, he is. But
so you and I are talking about how great we are and how much we want to do with the kids and the community, and so. I'm not sure what to say.
So apparently,
except we love the Florida Girl.
Yeah, absolutely. So straight 3 call. Longoria called out on strikes. Mark, it's great to see you. Congratulations on the great work that you're doing here with this club and leading the charge. It's good when a game plan all comes together.
We have so many wonderful people here leading our sales and community and outreach efforts that we're lucky. Thanks, guys.
Mark Fernandez with us.
Thanks, buddy.
Desmond Jennings, a home run, and the Rays lead this game 5-0.
Lead on the Minnesota Twins. Well, welcome back, Carlos Pena, on Friday, May 4th, when the Rays host the A's as part of Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan. The first 10,000 women will receive a Carlos Pena custom T-shirt presented by the Tampa Bay Times. Visit RaysBaseball.com for your tickets.
This ball game moves into the 6th inning. 6th inning already. Having this much fun, and time flies. Denard Span makes the pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch inside. 2-0. Span, Carroll, and Mauer do. Sharply hit through the right side, and a base hit for Span. Leadoff single. For the 3rd time in 6 innings, the Twins put the leadoff man aboard on. Jamie Carroll. Pitch is high. Span at first. Rays have 5 runs on 3 hits. And the Twins, no runs, 2 hits. Carroll shoots it into center. There's a base hit, 1 hop. Span's going to head to 3rd, and the throw is not in time. Boy, Upton decides to go to 3rd. And Carroll, who made the turn at first, I think he was a little surprised. Still first and third.
Yeah, and I don't know what Jamie Carroll was looking at, because that ball out of the hand of B.J. Upton could not have been cut off. Right when he lets this go, that's too high for any cutoff man. Could have easily moved up to second base there.
So the Rays get a break there that Carroll did not move up.
Here he goes, and when you see that ball thrown, I don't know why you just don't continue.
I think he just assumed, you could see him round the bag and slow for a moment, and I think he just assumed that the throw was going to come back to second.
Yeah, well,
and he was surprised when it didn't, but by that time he had started to decelerate and he had no chance to move up.
And there was a baseball movie that taught us about assuming. You don't do it.
Yeah, not a good thing.
Got to play right through it. No, because, you know, hey, second and third with nobody out, a little bit more of a spot than first and third, because as a pitcher, you're out there saying to yourself, okay, you know, tough hitter here, keep the ball down, I can get a double play, you know, maybe give up the run, but slow this inning down. Second and third, a little bit more perilous.
Yeah, here's Joe Mauer. He pops it to shallow left. Longoria backing out from third. He's got it. The runners will hold at first and third. Evan got the ball back quickly to Sean Rodriguez.
Yeah, and that was a nice heads-up play there by Evan Longoria. You know, he's fading, moving away from home plate. So if Span, who's got great speed, decides to tag up, he's going to have to settle his feet and make a hard throw. But this way, just get rid of it. Get it back in there right away. Nicely done.
So that's the first out. Still first and third. Josh Willingham will be up here. The Rays have some action in the bullpen. That's Wade Davis, the righty. Jake McGee, the lefty. Pitch is in there for a strike. Pitch close, and it got his jersey. So he's hit by a pitch. The bases are going to be loaded now. And Joe Madden heads to the mound. Bases are loaded. One out. The left-handed bat of Justin Morneau is due, and Joe Madden makes that walk to the mound. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all. amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. And by Checkers, feast on. Jeff Neiman departs after 5 1/3. He leaves with the bases loaded and a 5-0 lead. Singles by Span and Carroll. One out later. Willingham hit by a pitch, and Jake McGee is on to face Justin Morneau.
Power on power here, and this game has gotten a little bit too interesting from the Rays' perspective. Jake McGee come in and calm this down.
Morneau is nothing of 2 on the day. The pitch is low. He hit the ball hard on a line, a low liner to Pena in the 4th inning that resulted in a double play. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. No official at bats for Morneau against McGee. And he's ahead in the count. Takes a strike. 2-1. Out, foul ball right back into the screen, and the on deck man Chris Parmalee was ducking that foul ball. 2-2 the count. Big cut on a fastball. That one a 96.
And Morneau let this swing loose. This ball trying to run it in. Boy, what a powerful swing, and that's what this matchup is. Mid-90s fastball. It's Morneau with the big swing.
He got him. Struck him out. Little slider.
Yeah, and you know what? It wasn't an A+ slider. That ball stayed right out over the plate, but you get so geared for the heater that just the change of speed fools you. You see here, it's got cutter movement, 87 miles an hour. That's 8-9 miles an hour less than what he had been seeing the entire at bat. That ball split the middle of the plate, but he still gets the strikeout. Big one.
Well, now Ryan Domit will pinch hit. He'll pinch hit for Parmalee. And Domit, who drove in a run with a fly ball last night. And now Domit has been announced, and with that, Joe Madden will make another move to the bullpen. Brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all.
The bases loaded here with 2 out. For all the latest updates on your Tampa Bay Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond to the clubhouse, we bring you the in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day, only at TampaBay.com, powered by the Tampa Bay Times.
Wade Davis will get the call from the Rays bullpen. Fifth appearance for Wade and the third Rays pitcher of the game.
Man, Wade Davis has been throwing the ball very well. A lot of confidence in the new role. This gives him an opportunity to come into situations where we know Wade Davis, can run that fastball up there, get it into the mid-90s. He's able to do that right from Jump Street, not coming in. Sometimes as a starter, he'd come in 89, 90, and then when he got into some trouble, you'd see that fastball rise as the game went on. These are the kind of situations that you can come in and cut it loose right now.
And Ryan Domit, the pinch hitter. Domit, as we touched on last night from the left side, a little more power-oriented left-handed. Tends to pull the ball a lot more that way. He fouls this one away the other way. Strike one. The Rays have the shift on for him with Sean Rodriguez moving from shortstop to the first base side of second. Pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Twins have loaded the bases. 2 outs in the 6th. The Rays lead 5-0. Twins threatening to get back into this game here with this opportunity. Jimenez is going to have a chat with Davis. Jake McGee was on for 1 hitter. He struck out Morneau.
Is it me, or are the catcher-pitcher meetings out on the mound becoming more and more frequent?
They're starting to rival the number of broken bats. Catcher-pitcher
Shall we
meetings.
conduct a study?
Yeah, we might. Yes.
Have the results for you in 2018.
Liner into center field, going to fall for a base hit. Span has scored. Carroll's going to try to score. He is safe at the plate. He got his hand in there. Carroll scores following Span across the plate on the pinch hit single by Domit, and it's 5-2. Willingham stopped at second.
Well, here's BJ. That ball comes up nice for him. Gets some good carry on this throw, but it's on the first base side. So Jimenez has to come back across, and Jamie Carroll is able to slide that left hand in there before the tag gets to his midsection.
And Carroll
Watch the left hand. Yep.
He went face to face with the mask. Domit drives in 2. Now 5-2. Here's Danny Valencia. The pitch is a strike. So 2 runs charged to Neiman. It's low. Blocked by Jimenez. It's a 1-1 count. short. Rodriguez goes to third, and Longoria put the tag on him. Force play, but he's out one way or the other. 5-2 Rays, middle of 6. Five-2, the Rays lead. We go to the home half of the 6th inning. And the Twins bring on the right-hander Anthony Swarzak for the 4th time. Comes in 0-3 on the year. He's in relief of Liriano. Francisco Liriano worked 5 innings. You see the numbers on Swarzak. The opposition hitting .323 off him in the early part of this year. Domit stays on to play first base. Ryan Domit. And here's Jeff Keppinger. Pitch from Swarzak is in there. A fastball for a strike. Swarzak 4-7 last year. In 11 starts. 16 relief appearances. Ball hit on the ground to second, and Casilla makes the play. B.J. Upton. Blue Jays grounded into a double play and hit a sacrifice fly into left in the 4th. Strike was called. 5 runs all earned in 5 innings against Liriano on 3 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 86 pitches. And the roller is short. Carroll has a little trouble, but still gets it there in time. And Upton is the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that's panic city right there for Jamie Carroll. Figure B.J. Upton going up the line, you've got to field it cleanly and make the throw, and that ball pops up right here. All of a sudden you're like, uh-oh. He's able to barehand it. You get him by half a step.
There's Sean Rodriguez. Pitch, a slider missed a little low. Ball to no strikes. Comes back with another one, this time for a strike, and it's 1-1. Blue Jays just put 4 up in the 5th on Kansas City, and they lead 4-0. Boy, the Royals having a difficult time of it.
Have they won at home yet?
1 ball and 2 strikes. They lost again last night.
Then they have not.
Yeah.
Not won. 0-8. They were 0-7. Yeah. Did not have the results of last night's game, Dwayne. Sorry to say.
That's all right. We've been doing so much with the pregame, the long trek out there and back. Little tap down to third. Valencia has trouble unloading it, and the throw is not in time, and Rodriguez takes a little tumble as he crossed the bag.
And this ball was not hit sharply, and Sean Rodriguez right out of the box. Go, go, go. Maybe a little hiccup.
Number 16, Chris Jimenez.
That's all it takes. With the finish.
So Rodriguez is aboard. Gets a hit out of that. Even though Valencia had trouble getting the ball out of his glove. It's ruled a hit. Chris Jimenez
is going on at the Trop with the scoring. We'll take it.
It's just a strike on the outside corner.
I think there's a coin flip going on. Best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3. Just to make sure they get it right, it's 2 out of 3.
That's exactly right.
1 strike to count. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Cut by Jimenez on the fastball. So it's 1-2. Anthony Swarzak on the mound. He's in relief for Francisco Lariano. Swing and a miss. Jimenez out on strikes. Rays are finished. We go to the 7th. 5-2 Tampa Bay.
Five to 2. The Rays have been missing their 9th inning pitcher, not to be named closer, Kyle Farnsworth, for this season. Kyle was on hand today for Autograph Sunday. Right now, he's still working cardio, guys. The update on him, he said he would love to be throwing, but Ron Porterfield and the training staff said it's probably going to be another week or 10 days before he gets the soft toss and then go from there. But Farnsworth was asked about the job Fernando Rodney has been doing. He says he really likes what Rodney's been doing, especially how efficient he has been getting the saves. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. We go to the 7th. Thomas pulling one foul up the right side. The count is 0-2.
Is that a great baseball name or what?
Cleat Thomas.
Cleat Thomas.
Yeah. Being a Frank Merriwell novel. Could have been a teammate of Wonder Boy. This pitch is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Davis takes care of Thomas, strikes him out.
Well, he was just able to overpower him with the fastball up in the zone. Just rear back and let her go. 4-seamer right over top of the bat.
Alexi Casilla. Which is a strike. It's a 1-1 count. Heeman worked 5 1/3. McGee 1/3. Davis finished out the 6th inning. Tap to the right side for Elliott Johnson. He's flipped the first. Takes care of Alexi Casilla.
They'll beat the Florida Heat and look cool doing it. On Sunday, May 6th, the first 10,000 kids 14 and under receive a pair of Joe Madden sunglasses presented by Matchup Promotions as part of Family Fun Day, which is presented by the Tampa Bay Times.
The top of the batting order. Span takes the pitch outside. Low. 2 balls, no strikes. Span sends a fly ball to center, and BJ is there to catch it. Top of the 7th is over. 7th inning stretch time at the park. 5-2 Rays. Tropicana Field on a Kids Sunday. The Rays have a 5-2 lead. Looking for a series win. Divided the first 2 games with Minnesota. Right down the middle. The Rays winning last night 4-1. Joe Madden got 5 1/3 from Jeff Neiman. Jake McGee for a 3rd, and Wade Davis finished the 6th, worked the 7th. Ron Gardner starting Francisco Lariano. He was charged with all 5 runs. Anthony Swarzak came on. Elliot Johnson's going to lead off the home half of the 7th. Rays scored 2 runs in the 3rd on sacrifice fly balls from Jennings and Zobrist. Got a sacrifice fly in the 4th from Upton. And a 2-run home run from Desmond Jennings in the 5th to account for their runs. Ryan Domit's pinch hit single drove in 2 for Minnesota in the 6th. Bottom of the 7th is underway. An opening slider. The pitch started wide and then cut over for a strike. Elliott reached out a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 5th. And again, the slider for strike 2. Johnson getting the start at second base today. A ball, 2 strikes. Inside, a fastball misses. And it's 2-2. Texas and Detroit tied in the top of the 9th in Detroit. Josh Hamilton's sacrifice fly in the 8th inning tied that game. And strike 3 call to Elliot Johnson.
Left fielder, number 8, Desmond Jennings.
Well, this is just a reminder that as you enjoy a cold one, you can look forward to Miller Time later this afternoon's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Now the top of the order, Desmond Jennings. Pitch is a strike. Desmond hitting the 2-run home run his last time up in the 5th. Homered Thursday in Toronto. 1-1. Lays off the slider. Ball, 2 strikes. Desmond's 5th inning home run.
Very little movement in that swing. A lot of movement with that baseball.
Yeah, Lariano grooved it. And in his own way, so did Jennings. He grooved it right out of here. There's a pop-up. That's going to go back out of play on a fastball. The fastball got in there on Jennings a little bit, a little quicker that time from Swarzak. Swarzak, 26-year-old right-hander. Maybe just missed the outside part of the plate for the fastball. A 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Came back with a slider. Strikes him out.
Able to punch out Desmond there on a backup slider. That's not the slider that comes out of your hand that you feel real good about. You'll take that result.
It's one of those strange pitches that a lot of times that's what happens. You know, you've thrown a one or two good sliders. And then you throw one of those, and there's an element of surprise in it.
What the hitter's expecting out of the pitch, if he picks up the spin, absolutely. The problem is, you try to throw that on purpose, the guy will hit it 2 miles.
That's right.
You know, I mean, you're right. It's really an amazing pitch. It just doesn't end up where it's supposed to, and the hitter kind of ties himself up with the swing.
Ben Zobrist ahead in the count this time, 2-0. And a strike around the knees. Take a look at our Toyota trend. Ben Zobrist with 13 bases on balls, tied with Santana and Bautista for the American League lead. Carroll with the throw to Domit. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. On to the 8th we go, and the Rays lead 5-2.
Irish Italian, and you know, just a chicken parm or spaghetti and meatballs. I mean, you just can't go wrong with that. So anytime I find a good Italian restaurant, I usually stay there quite often.
To cook, hamburger helper probably, because it's probably the only thing I can't cook.
Does it make you hungry? I know where you're headed.
That's right, and I'm not going to use a hamburger helper. I don't want any kind, you know, any accompaniment. I want to go sweet spot burger of its own volition, and then I'm bringing in.
It's got all the help it needs.
That's right.
Self-contained.
Well, I'll let you know on Tuesday.
All right, very good.
Coming in with the full report.
I'm expecting good things. Joel Peralta is pitcher number 4. Neiman, McGee, and Davis, and now Peralta on for the 9th time. Jamie Carroll stepping in. The first pitch is a strike call on the fastball. Carroll at 233 on the year. That pitch is down. A 1-1 count. Foul out of play. 1-2. Jamie Carroll, 38 years old. into the dirt. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. Jamie Carroll originally got to the big leagues with the Expos, with Washington, with that group, Colorado and Cleveland, a couple of years with the Dodgers. And he strokes a base hit into right, or is it? Zobrist's going to make a play at first, and it's not in time. Zobrist came in to shallow right and made a play. But Carroll is aboard with the base hit. Right now, let's check in with Laura McKeeman. Laura, how are you?
I'm doing great, Dwayne, and that's because our @SunSports Rays Twitter account is almost to 4,000 followers. We're rapidly approaching that number, so you want to keep those tweets coming. Make sure you follow us. I will be tweeting with you throughout the rest of this game and the rest of the season. BJ Upton took to the Twitter world, and of course, it's Kids Sunday. Rays players love the kids. He visited Dom at St. Pete All Children's Hospital yesterday. Wanted to get a home run for him, didn't, but came up with that big hit to put the Rays in the lead. Very special stuff right there on Twitter, Dwayne.
Yeah, and we're hearing that that Dom was not disappointed in the home run not being hit, because that base hit drove in 2 runs for the Rays last night in the 6th, and that big 3-run inning, and led the Rays to a victory. So all's well that ends well. 1-0 the count to Joe Mauer. 1-1 count. That's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikes.
Peralta, good off speed here. That little split changeup, a little tailing action at the end, keeping the ball down. There's a good look at it right there.
Josh Willingham. He pops it up right side. Pena after this one near the stands and cannot make the play. Well, Pena up against the stands. He was going to have to reach into that first row, and he had to contend with a couple fans down there. And once it goes over there, it's fair game. And the fan going to get a little.
Oh yeah,
he's going to get a little problem from the fans around him now.
Yeah, well, he caught Pena's glove. That's what he caught. Now he's going to catch some flack. And to get out of here.
Yeah, well, he dropped the ball. And so he comes away empty-handed, and now he's departing.
And why are we getting the high fives?
So it's a strike and not a pop foul. Caught, swing and a miss on a fastball, and Willingham took a big rip. 0-2.
You got to remember, I mean, this guy's been hot at the plate. This is only a 5-2 game.
Yeah.
By no means. Rays out of the woods.
Pitch is down, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes here. Peralta in his first inning in relief. And a little tap halfway to the mound. Peralta takes it to first. Carroll moves into second, and Willingham is out of there, pitcher first.
The Tampa Bay Times, formerly the St. Petersburg Times, changed its name to better reflect the region it serves. To subscribe to the Tampa Bay Times, call 877-THE-TIMES or visit tampabay.com/subscribe.
Justin Morneau grounded out, lined out, struck out, lined into a double play in the 4th. Serving as the DH for the Twins. Ground ball into short right. With the shift on, he's out at first. Elliott Johnson to Carlos Pena. Home after the 8th coming, 5-2 Rays.
Well, let's take a look at today's text poll question. Which Rays pitcher do you think would be the most likely to ever throw a perfect game? TB1, James Shields. TB2, David Price. TB3, Jeff Neiman. TB4, Jeremy Hellickson. Or TB5, Matt Moore. Text 789-789 to submit your vote. Standard message and data rates apply.
Carlos Pena will open the 8th, and he faces the left-hander Glenn Perkins. Pitch is in there for a strike. Up close and personal look there from Jeremy Hellickson. Outside, the count is 1-1. Seventh appearance for Perkins. It's 2-1. Carlos walked in the fifth. The 10-pitch at bat back in the third. That was against Lariano. Struck out in that at bat. This is another lefty in Perkins. 3-1. Perkins recently had a little concern about his elbow. It was a nerve issue that had been irritated. Led to some weakness in the forearm. Got the inflammation settled down. And he walks Carlos Pena. Don't forget, coming up on Rays Live postgame, presented by Checkers, Todd Callis and Orestes Destrada, anchor from our center field perch here at Tropicana Field. Joe Maddon's press conference, interviews from the clubhouse, and a short analysis from the booth. Evan Longoria. Pitch rolling away, and down to second base goes Pena. That's a pass ball charged to Mauer.
Perkins with the fastball. Joe Mauer, just no movement there at all.
Yeah, that's been a little bit of a concern in Minnesota. You know, he's been beaten up in recent years with physical issues, and he's an important part of this ball club, but back of the plate, they have not seen that kind of movement that they hope to. There's a base hit going to go up the middle. Pena not sure on the read of that one, and he was headed back to second. He wasn't sure whether that ball had a chance to be caught on a line or not, so he stops at third on Longoria's base hit.
Yeah, and on the line drive, you know, you always hear freeze on the line drive. Actually, what you really want to do is head back on the line drive. And Carlos Pena, not sure this ball hit. He starts to head back. By the time he realizes that ball is going to be safe into center field, he's only able to advance one base.
So it's first and third, nobody out. Jeff Keppinger gets to face the left-hander Perkins. The infield pulls up. Pitch is a strike. Rays trying to pick up some additional runs here. They lead by 3 in the bottom of the 8th. Upstairs. It's 1-1. Base hit for Longoria was his second hit of the day, and third time he's been on base. Doubled off the B ring in the 4th inning. Back into the screen. It's 1-2. Each team with 5 hits. The Rays have 5 runs. The Twins 2. Starting pitchers, still the pitchers of record. Pitch is a little bit inside, and a check in time by Keppinger. 2-2. The count is full. Perkins gave up a walk to Pena, then the base hit to Longoria. After Pena had moved to second on the wild pitch, Carlos at third right now. See another 3-2 pitch out of Perkins. Perkins, 29 years old. He was in 65 games last year for the Twins with a .248 earned run average. Fly ball, short center. Span is there to make the catch. The tag, and down the line, and Pena puts on the brakes and heads back to third.
Experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Hancock Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Hancock Bank Club features an upscale menu and inclusive drink options. For tickets and more information, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Well, B.J. Upton is doing. Ron Gardenhire makes this trip to the mound. Twin skipper. Crowd of over 26,000 here. 26,507.
And that visit right there by Ron Gardenhire might have as much to do with first and third, one out, setting his defense, because this is the situation where Joe Madden likes to pull out that safety squeeze and try to steal a run. And boy, getting this to a 4-run lead would be huge. I think that's why you saw Gardenhire go out there.
BJ goes after the first pitch and lifts the fly ball into right center for Thomas, who makes the catch. The tag, and this time Pena crosses the plate. So BJ Upton delivers his second sacrifice fly, and the Rays score their 6th run. So 4 sacrifice flies in this game for the Rays. That sets a club record. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Moved to first on Evan, who's back in. So the Rays turned the leadoff walk into a run. One strike the count to Sean. Los Angeles Angels come calling Tuesday. We'll look at Albert Pujols. Goes the runner. The pitch is a strike, and the throw is not in time. It pops away. Mike Winters waited to make the call to see whether Casilla came up with the ball cleanly or not, and it rolled away. That's a steal for Longoria.
And Mauer up there with the throw, and I think that, yeah, they may have had him right there. That ball just pops out of the glove. Right there, the tag down. Saw Mike Winters making sure before giving the sign.
Oh, 2 the count to Sean Rodriguez. Upstairs. 1-2 now. Two and 2 the count. Four sacrifice flies and a 2-run home run, and the Rays have a 6-2 lead. And a swing and a miss. Rodriguez out on strikes. It's 6-2 Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
We head into the 9th inning with the Rays leading the Minnesota Twins 6-2. Tomorrow's an off day, and the Rays pick up play on the homestand Tuesday against the Angels. In the pitching matchup, David Price against Urban Santana Tuesday. Jeremy Hellickson against C.J. Wilson on Wednesday, and then Matt Moore and Jerome Williams square off. That'll be the Thursday afternoon game. So the Rays taking on the Los Angeles Angels, led by Albert Pujols now. Hope you're making plans to be a part of that. Crowd of over 26,000 here this afternoon. Fernando Rodney to work the 9th inning. Ryan Doman will lead off the 9th. He pinch hit and drove in 2 runs with a single in the 6th. His pitch is a strike. Toronto continues to lead Kansas City in the bottom of the 7th at Kansas City. That's 4-2. With a fastball. Yankees and the Red Sox were postponed. They have bad weather in the Northeast. Changeup way out in front. 1-2.
Well, that's the one thing about Fernando Rodney that stands out. The fastball, the changeup, the difference in the speed. You get that fastball up in the 95, 96, 97 range, and we've seen that changeup stay down there around 80, 81.
Pitch ran off the plate at 97 right there.
Well, I mean, there you go. From one pitch to the other, you get a changeup that looks like a four-seam fastball at 81, and then looks just like it, 97. That is tough to contend with.
Chop right side. Pena is going to make the play unassisted. Gilman is out number one. The third baseman, Danny Valencia. First pitch strike. Minnesota heads home for a 6-game stand against the Red Sox and the Royals. The Rays continue this home stand against the Angels. And then the Rays out for just a quick trip over to Texas to meet the Rangers. And then they'll be back home. 0-2 the count to Valencia. And a cut to miss. That changeup.
You see hitters out in front, and then you see Danny Valencia out in front. And again, that goes back to the range. 0-2, you got to protect against that fastball. Well, look at that.
Two up, two down. Now Cleet Thomas takes a pitch down at 95, out of the strike zone. A ball and no strikes. Two balls and a strike. Rays looking for the final out to take 2 out of 3 from Minnesota to open the homestand. Swing and a miss. And before Rodney, I'll tell you, that fastball, you can't catch up, and the changeup, you can't wait. Trying to end it here with Cleet Thomas. He struck him out last night to end the game, and he strikes him out with a changeup today. Cleet Thomas missed the changeup. 1-2-3 go the Twins, and the Rays are 6-2 winners here this afternoon over the Minnesota Ball Club. 2 hours and 54 minutes before 26,507. Jeff Demon's going to get his first win of the year. He worked 1 out into the 6th inning. His record 1-2. Francisco Liriano, the losing pitcher, dropping his record to 0-3. And just as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. And for that, Desmond Jennings connected in the 5th on an 0-1 fastball. There was little doubt from the point of contact that it was gone. A 2-run blast. Desmond drives in 3, 2 coming on the home run, and Todd Callis is with Desmond Jennings right now.
Thank you, Dwayne. Dez, overall, you dropped that first one to come back and get 2, and to start this homestand winning a series has to feel good.
Yeah, it's feel very good to be at home and, win here at home. Neem came out and pitched a real good game for us. Bullpen came in and did good.
When you were batting there after a little bit of wildness from Liriano, is it tough to go up there with an aggressive approach knowing he was missing the zone, or how do you attack that after he'd walked a couple and then hit Elliott Johnson?
You're going to try and come in, try and throw a strike first pitch. That's all I was worried about. Just zoning them in, middle of the plate. If it's not middle, then one swinging. But come in like that, just looking middle.
You get the sac fly there, give the team the early 1-0 lead. Take us through the home run. What was the pitch there, and what'd you see? It was a 0-1 pitch, right?
I felt like he was worried about EJ, still in second. So I figured he would, he would throw me heaters, throw me fastballs. And he threw me one over the middle, and I ran into it.
You did run into it. That was quite a shot to left field. How about playing back in left field where we saw you mostly last year? Good to have. I know you enjoyed center field during the time that BJ was gone, but good to have Upton back in there in the outfield.
Yeah, man, it's a lot easier out there with him out there, So.
Well, congratulations on the series. Now you get a day off at home. What's that mean for this team? You had a long road trip right into this homestand, late arrival. Feel like this team really needs a day right now, a little breather.
Man, definitely. We played a lot of day games on the road too, so that's kind of catching up with us a little bit. So it's good to have an off day tomorrow.
Go enjoy it. We'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks. Desmond Jennings, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. Rays are 6-2 winners here at the Trop this afternoon. We'll be back with more in just a moment.